Hello again and welcome to Shed Talk, my weekly magazine video series looking at the keeping, breeding and showing of cage birds, with a particular focus as usual on the exhibition style budgerigar. And in this episode we're going to do some changes to the breeding cages. So you may remember that we've got a couple of cages which have not been particularly successful. The first one of those then was cage number 3, where we've got a cock bird that just was not filling eggs, hasn't done for probably the best part of 3 seasons. So we need to find a hen in there, a new partner, and that's the first thing that we're going to do. We'll have a look at that in just a second. The second one is cage number 5, where we've got a pair that's now been in there since, I started putting the pairs down. It was one of the first pairs that won't come down. Hen hasn't even been inside the nest box, no sign of them pairing up. So we're going to find a brand new pair to go in there, and we'll have a look at those as well shortly. But we will start, as always, with the first pair then that we're going to put in, which is cage number 3, and the new cock bird that we've found out for, or we've got out for that particular bird. And the more observant of you may notice it already, or that pair is now already in the show cage directly behind me. So let's have a look at that pair. So this is the new pair for cage number 3. The hen you'll already be familiar with. She is a normal light green hen. She's been in the cage for a little while with a grey-green cinnamon cock bird that, despite her laying 6 eggs, none of them were full, and I made the decision, given that that cock bird had not filled any eggs with at least 3 different partners, that we weren't going to get any full eggs off of that particular bird. So with this bird having been quite successful in terms of laying, I've decided to leave her in the cage. I will give her 1 round with this cock bird, given that she's already laid 1 round, and then we will probably split these and give this cock bird a different hen. Anyway, so like I say, normal light green. The cock bird, some of you though, who were with us last year, who have been with the channel a little while, will know this cock bird, this dominant pied, produced quite well for me last year, despite being a slightly older bird. He is a year older, so it's possible that he is past his best, but if I can get a round off him with this hen, I would be happy. He is quite a biggish bird, so we'll give the hen a little bit of width. She's a bit more stylish, I think, in terms of the straightness of the back and that, although he's not too bad either in terms of that when he does sit up well. He actually looks like he's halfway through the molt at the moment, so I'm hoping that's not going to set him back too much. But like I say, he's an older bird, so it's a 2020 run bird, so not massively old, but you know, he is probably coming towards the end of his normal breeding season, but quite a nice bird. He's an outcross that I got off of Mr. Terry Sadler, so and as I say, produced quite well last year, so I'm hoping if this hen is able to, or does start laying, then this cock bird will be able to fill them. So that's the new cock bird that we're going to have for this hen. No relationship at all between these 2 birds, so normally I like there to be something, but as this was an outcross, it's unlikely, you can imagine, very unlikely that there's going to be any inbreeding coefficient with this particular pair. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts on these. Quite looking forward to see how they get on. Right, so I will now redo the vent of this hen, so trim the vent and do the vent for this cock bird, and then we'll have a look at the new pair for cage number 5. Well, before I do get the next pair out, I just wanted to talk very briefly about what I'd done to this hen, because I'm conscious that I didn't mention it when I was talking about pairing them up. So the hen has been separated from the cockbird, the old cockbird that used to be in this cage, the grey green cinnamon, for about a week. So I took him out, turned the nest box around, left her in there for about a week. So what I'm hoping there is that any links that have been made, any bonds that have been made with the previous, so with that old cockbird, the other cockbird, will be broken by now, and that this hen will readily take to a new cockbird. I'm pleased to say I think that has worked, because you can't see it now, but when I first put the birds in, the cockbird and the hen instantly started to beat each other, which isn't unusual, because they're nervous, and that, I think it's a bit of security issue. But however, having done that, the cockbird began to get quite excited, and the hen crouched for him, ready for him to tread her. I didn't see him tread her, but I'm hoping that means good signs here. At least I know the hen's ready to go again, and that the cockbird is interested in the hen. So touch wood, this cockbird will continue to fill eggs like he did last year, and we'll get something off this. Before we move on to the next pair, then don't forget, if you do enjoy the video, please do hit the like button. All the likes help promote the video more widely on YouTube. And if you're not yet a subscriber to the channel and you enjoy the video, please do subscribe to the channel. Again, the subscriptions help the channel to grow and let me know that people are enjoying the videos. Anyway, there we go, enough of that. Let's get the next pair out then, the new pair for cage 5 out of the flight, and pop them into the show cage, and we'll have a quick look at them. So here we go then, this is the next pair. We've got a normal light green cockbird on the left, and we've got a Lutino hen on the right. Both of these are early bred 2024 birds, so they're just about reaching maturity for breeding. There's not too close a relationship between here as you might imagine. The Lutino is bred off of an outcross, another Terry Sadler outcross bird that I got off of Terry last year. It was the only of the Lutino birds that I bred off of a Lutino cockbird. And which means that because it was off of an outcross, the only chance of these two being related, of course, would be via the hen, and there is a very slight relationship, so we're down to somewhere around about 8% inbreeding coefficient, so not closely related at all. So the cockbird, as you can see, although he is suffering a little bit from where I've just pulled him out of the flight, has a very nice wideness across the shoulder. Lacks a little bit between the eyes, but then again most of my birds do, so I can't really complain about that. And mask might be a little bit split, but again I think that's probably where I've just pulled him out of the flight. Not the greatest style of bird, although when he does stand upright he doesn't look too bad, and has a reasonable density of feather. The hen, as you can probably see, is much less broad. It's quite a slenderish looking bird, lacks a little bit of mask, but it's not too bad, and you can't really see it in the Lutino, certainly not in the light that we've got here, but she lacks a little, she's got depth of mask but lacks a little bit of width, lacks width between the eyes, a bit like the cockbird, but the cockbird should give her something, I think, in terms of adding that extra width, particularly the shoulders and to the face. She will add a little bit of style. She's quite a stylish looking bird, as you can probably see here, a long bird or a longish bird. And like I say, fairly stylish bird. Not much over the top, but again the cockbird may add to that. So I'm hoping these two birds will produce for me, of course. What will we get off of these? Any hens will be just normal hens, and any cockbirds will be normal split for INO. Hope that makes sense. Again, Lutino is a sex-linked gene or sex-linked mutation, and therefore the cockbird can be split for it, the hen can't be. I know the cockbird here isn't split for it because this is the first Lutino that I've ever had in the shed, so it would be a surprise, although there is of course there is a possibility that somewhere way back, and it hasn't showed yet in any of my birds. So anyway, there we are. If you want to know more about the INO inheritance, then again I did one around the sex-linked genes. I think I mentioned it maybe in the last video or the video before that. So there is a link, I think, to it on the Facebook page. So if you go across to the Facebook page, you should find a link to the sex-linked gene. Right. So again, with these two birds, these are going to replace the birds that were in cage number 5 that haven't done anything. Touch wood, will be a bit better off with this particular pair. Again, let me know your thoughts. Right, time to trim the vents and get these in the breeding cage. Well, I have now put that final pair into cage 5. Like I say, let's hope that that pair do more than the previous pair that were in that particular cage, and we get something off them. Otherwise, just very quickly, otherwise everything here is going reasonably okay. I'm reasonably pleased. I won't go around all the cages, but just to let you know that the chicks in the cage behind me, you can probably just about make it out over my shoulder. That I have put a chick hide in there. I am expecting the first of those chicks to jump in the nest very shortly. Whenever I tap the back of the nest box and the hen comes out, now one of the chicks, the older of the chicks, is now sort of sat on the edge of the nest box anyway, so as if it's ready to go as well, and ready to follow her out as well. So I am expecting those to jump the nest any second now, hence the very cheap and cheerful chick hide that I put in that cage. In terms of the others, cage number 6, you remember this was a pair that was very late, and it took them ages before the hen finally decided to go down. They've now got at least one full egg in there, so I'm really pleased with the way that pair is going, that we've actually got some full eggs, finally had eggs, and luckily those eggs are full. In cage number 4, we have, some of you will know, I posted a picture, I think it was on the Facebook page actually, of a very large double yoker that the hen had laid here, and strangely enough, checked the nest box the following, in fact it was 2 days afterwards, I checked the nest box to see if she'd laid the second egg, and indeed she had laid the second egg, but that first egg had gone missing. So I was a little bit worried that we've got an egg eater in this cage. Whether it's a cockbird or the hen, I'm not yet sure. There was clear signs of yolk in on the wood chippings that were in there, so definitely the egg had been broken and had been eaten. So there was a second egg in there, so I've marked that one up. What I also did was I popped a marble in there, hoping that will deter them from breaking any more of the eggs. So far, touch wood, I've checked it this morning. The egg is still in there, so it's lasted at least 1 day. So I'm hoping that maybe the egg just got broken, and then they ate it because it had got broken rather than being a hen or a cockbird that was a desperate egg eater. So anyway, we'll find out over the next few days how that cage is going. Right. That is just about all we've got time for in this episode. Thanks for those of you who fed back on the shorter episode last week and said that you understood. I appreciate the feedback anyway. Oh, before I go, somebody did ask, and I should mention it here because I answered it on the comment section, but somebody asked about cleaning nest box out. So how often do I have a routine? I tend not to have a set time scale for cleaning nest boxes, but once the chicks have started to feather up, what I will do is keep an eye on the nest box. And the reason I say this is because some chicks and some hens can be really messy, and if that's the case, I will clean the nest box out quite regularly as soon as it starts to look messy. Some hens and some chicks tend not to be very messy. I don't know why this is the case, but certainly the chicks and the hen in cage 2, not very messy at all, and I'm only having to clean that nest box out once a week. So there we go. For those of you that are interested in how often I clean the nest box, and I clean my nest box maintenance, I suppose you could call it, depends on the chicks and the hen and how dirty the nest box gets. But I will always check it, and I will always make sure that the ring and the feet are clear of any mess, because the last thing we want is the feet to get clogged and for the ring in particular to get messy, and therefore can sometimes cause the leg to swell. Right, now we've got to the end of the video. As always, do stay safe and enjoy your birds.